Nothing but the truth, so help you.
I do.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're both officially under oath, and I'll allow the state to go ahead and call your first witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Asmus. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Christina Asmus.
Oh, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you work for?
The Office of Attorney General.
And what is your position?
A child support officer.
What do your duties include?
It involves conducting detailed investigations to locate absent parents, establishing paternity, enforcing court orders for child support and medical support, or responding to customer inquiries.
In this case, was an investigation done regarding Mr. Kim Mcgraw?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you able to find concerning other children besides the one in this case?
Mr. Mcgraw actually has another case, but it is closed, and the other 4 children are over the age
Of 18?
Yes, ma'am. And they're no longer in school.
Thank you, ma'am. What were you able to find regarding Mr. Mcgraw's income?
His income is $2,656.39 per month.
And is this from a single source?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this source taxable or non-taxable?
It's non-taxable.
Based on that information, ma'am, what did you calculate to be current support?
$531 per month.
Anything else, ma'am, that you found and wanted to let the court know?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions, Ms. Buffington of the CSO?
No, sir.
All right, the CSO will be excused, Ms. Mcgrath?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good one, and you're free to go. Thank you. Call your next
Thank
witness.
you.
Ms. Mcgrath.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Buffington. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Chasity Buffington.
Who is the child in this case?
Catalina Lee Mcgraw.
How are you related to her?
I'm her mother.
Who is her father?
Kim Allen Mcgraw.
Your Honor, at this time, state offers into evidence State's Exhibit 1, the DNA test report, which is also previously filed with the court.
All right, the court will take you, let's see, the court will take judicial notice of the court file. Let's see. Okay, it must be hiding back or something. Do you know when it was actually filed?
In April, Your Honor.
Okay, found it. All right, the court will take judicial notice of the court file, and the note for the record there is the DNA paternity analysis DNA report was done in this matter. It shows that the alleged father, Mr. Kim Mcgraw, could not be excluded as a biological father of the child. Catalina Mcgraw shows that he is that father by a percentage of 99.999999998, which is well within the guidelines of the Texas Family Code of 99.99, with a combined paternity index of 742 billion to 1. The court will also find that Mr. Mcgraw is the biological father of Ms. Mcgraw. You may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, you had provided your daughter's full name. Were you wanting to include your name at all?
No, ma'am.
And ma'am, at this time, how old is your daughter?
She's 3, and on the 28th of next month, she'll be 4.
And ma'am, is it correct, or am I correct in stating that you and the father have never lived together during your daughter's lifetime?
Correct.
And since your daughter was born, you have received some direct payments for support from him or people on behalf of him?
Yes, Cash App.
And what are the totals that you have received from him first and then the person on behalf of him?
So from him, in total was $4,662. From the lady that he had sent me money was $650.
And so, ma'am, you are wanting to give Mr. Mcgraw credit for that total amount towards any retroactive support I've calculated?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my colleague's testimony regarding income and other children of Mr. Mcgraw?
Yes.
And do you know anything differently from what she testified to?
No.
And so, ma'am, based on my colleague's numbers, you are comfortable with child support being set at $531 per month beginning September 1st, 2023?
Yes.
At this time, ma'am, how does your daughter have health coverage?
So she has CHIP, and her dad is working on TRICARE in her
And ma'am, for the TRICARE, do you happen to know whether Mr. Mcgraw was retired or medically discharged or anything like that?
He's retired.
And do you know if he receives any or has any type of disability rating?
He's 90 right now.
And as far as these orders being temporary or final, did you have a preference, Ms. Buffington?
Meaning,
Meaning temporary, we set things at the moment and we have a chance to come back in the next 3 months to confirm it's all correct and finalize, or it's final today and there is no upcoming court date?
I'm fine with it to be final today. If it needs to be temporary, I'm also fine with that.
All right, the question I'll have real quick, ma'am, and maybe we're gonna have this in this young guy. He's got 4 of the kids. They're all over the age of 18. Do you know the ages of those other 4 children, ma'am?
Are you saying biological?
Yeah, his biological kids. Yes, ma'am.
I thought he had more than that, but they're about 30, 25, 23.
Okay, nobody just turned 18 in the last 3.5 years, correct?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Bongat.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is it correct, ma'am, that you are comfortable being named a joint managing conservator with Mr. Mcgraw?
Yes, that's fine.
And so while he has had some involvement with your daughter, you are comfortable with the standard possession order being the default in case you and he don't agree about visitation?
Yes.
And then given the distance between your 2 homes, am I correct in stating that you would like for visitation to start when you drop her off in Killeen, and then he would be responsible for taking her back to you in Austin?
Correct.
And then do you have any concerns about your physical address appearing in the court's order?
Not at all.
And then you and the father have already exchanged contact information and are willing to update each other in the future if it changes?
Yes.
And then with regard to the retroactive support, ma'am, you understand that initially I had calculated a total of $24,438.88 going back to your daughter's birth date in September of 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
And then giving credit for those 2 amounts you received through Cash App, it went down to $19,176.88.
Yes, ma'am.
And if the court grants that judgment amount, Ms. Buffington, are you comfortable with the state requesting repayment from Mr. Mcgraw in the amount of $146 per month beginning September 1st as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything else, ma'am, you wanted the court to consider at this time?
No, ma'am.
And ma'am, as far as communications with Mr. Mcgraw, do you have any idea whether he was aware of today's court date?
I feel like he was. He's always on top of his game, and we get reminders all the time, and we recently had a text reminder. So I think he called in to cover himself, but I do think he was aware of this court date.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am, you wanted the court to consider?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right, ma'am, real quick, he's former United States military, correct?
Yes.
How many years, do you know how many years he did? Was he in the Army, Navy, Air Force?
Army, roughly about 5 years.
Okay. All right, so, and he's on 90% VA disability, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if he's going to be eligible for 100% anytime soon?
He's working on it, and I believe it's it's probably going to happen. He's working on it.
All right, that's the reason I was thinking about not making this final, ma'am, because that 90% to 100%, it doubles. It goes from 2,000 a month to 4,000 a month. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking at making this attempt, ma'am, and coming back. Okay.
Yes, sir. No problem.
I want to get an update on that because again, your child support almost double. So yeah. And
Yes,
I will,
sir.
and Ms. Blunt got right down to the court's going to, since he's got a couple of COLAs the last couple of years that are right at 12, 13%, I'm probably going to, what's the child support amount, y'all, retro, y'all 18,000 and what now?
$19,176.88, Your Honor.
And that's giving him credit for the money he gave mom, right?
Correct.
All right, due to the COLAs, I'm going to probably knock that, and you're going to put this down, I'm going to knock that down at this point, down to, I'll take 1,000 off of that for make it down to 18,000 and some change. But we'll go ahead and make the retro now, okay? We can go ahead and do that now and come back on the issue of final child support based on we figuring out whether or not he's been able to get his 100% disability, because 100% disability is not going to change anything dealing with retro.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right then, ma'am. Again, you know, the government used to be, the VA used to be a lot faster back in the good old days. But, and I mean, the good old days, I mean, 15 years ago, more. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make this a temporary order, name you both temporary joint management service, give you the right to decide domicile, do the visitation package, standard visitation package. Y'all can agree to anything. My understanding is you're going to drop off at the beginning. He's going to drop off at the end instead of the other way around. And I'm going to go ahead and grant the retroactive child support as requested and order an order repayment amount. The interest on that's about $90 a month. So the interest plus $50 will bring that up to a repayment of $140 a month going forward on the retroactive amount. And we'll come back on the final order dealing with child support to see if he's getting 100% disability. If not, and in about 3 months, and if he isn't, if it's still pending, we'll just go ahead and deal with it then. We'll go ahead and just deal with this as it is. And you can always come back once you know he gets that disability approved, okay?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All right then. Is there a reset date that you're looking at, Ms. Bongat?
I didn't pick one out, Your Honor. However, the 3 months would get us early November.
Yeah, I think I've already turned in all those, most of those ones from November anyway. So you have my, let's see what I have. I got notes. I got Tuesday, November, general docket, November the 7th. And I've got Tuesday docket, November the 14th already. I don't have that coming that Thursday after the 7th, because that's when I'm looking at doing my advanced family. So yeah, so either Tuesday the 7th or Tuesday the 14th, right before Thanksgiving, ma'am. Do you have a preference, Ms. Buffington?
You're saying before Thanksgiving or after?
Before. I got the 7th. I got court dates available on the 7th, the 14th, and the 16th. The 7th and the 14th are Tuesdays. The 16th is a Thursday.
The 7th is fine.
All right, let's go with November the 7th then, Ms. Bongat, for the reset date. And after this default hearing, he's allowed to show up. Once money starts coming out of people's pocket, they kind of show up. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and everything else is going to become final. Everything else is final, but I'll deal with the final child support when we come back. Do you have any questions, Ms. Buffington?
No, sir. No, Your Honor, I do not.
Anything else, Ms. Bongat?
And Your Honor, I just wanted to note to the court that Mr. Mcgraw did contact my office by phone to say he needed to reschedule because of confusion about the date. But given the court making all of this temporary, it doesn't sound like you're wanting any changes given that fact.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and make everything temporary. That way he shows up, he can make an argument why I should change it. And but by then I'll be older and wiser, and I'll probably say no, but we'll see. Okay. Now that we know he's actually tried to contact us because he got mixed up on him. So anyway, for right now, we'll go ahead and make this. I've ruled on everything, and I'm making it a temporary order at the possibility of making it final on that date in November. And ma'am, you can let him know the judge kicked it out, just to give him plenty of time and to see what happens with his VA if you want to. You don't have to tell him that unless you want to. Anything else then, Ms. Bongat?
No, Your Honor.
All right, may Ms. Buffington be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you're free to go, and we'll see you in November. If it's still 100 degrees outside, I'm leaving Texas. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, have a blessed
All
day.
You too now. Take care, ma'am.
Thank you.
We're off the record.